Now, one of my favorite peppers is the ghost pepper, and I really love the flavor profile, the heat, and everything else about it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to go over exactly my recipe I use for a honey roasted ghost pepper sauce. Now with this and all the ingredients, we're going to have the sweet and the heat. And we're going to go ahead and start off with 5 ounces of ghost peppers. And these have actually been frozen. I keep a lot of my peppers throughout the season in the freezer, so that way I have access to them most of the year. I'm going to go ahead and add 5 ounces of sliced carrots. Okay. This is roughly, if you chop down, it'd be about 1.5 tablespoons of cilantro. I just have it just pulled apart and in there, so we're going to be all good. I'm going to go ahead and use 8 cloves of garlic. Okay. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay. I'm going to use 1/4 cup of honey. Get that out of there real good. And then we're going to use 3 tablespoons of rum. Now this is just a regular gold rum. You can use a dark rum or anything else like that. I probably would not use a flavored rum, but dark rum would actually work out really good. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to mix this up here. Now once you have that mixed up really well, and basically the only reason that we're mixing it is to make sure everything is coated, we want to go ahead and get yourself a nice baking sheet, and we're going to go ahead and put this on the baking sheet. Now there will be liquid down on the bottom of the bowl, and don't really want to add that to the baking sheet, but you do want to reserve that for later. That will definitely be used. So I'm going to go ahead, we're going to spread this out on the baking sheet. Now it's time to get it in the oven. Now we already have our oven preheated to 350. We're going to go ahead, open this up. We're going to have this set on the middle rack, and we're going to go ahead and cook this at the 350 for roughly 15-20 minutes. We'll check it around the 15-minute mark and see how it's doing. Now it's been 15 minutes. Let's go ahead and let's pull this out. Steam here. And let's take a look at this here. Now this is beautiful looking. The only thing we need to make sure is the carrots. Making sure those things are actually soft enough, and they look like they're just about there. But I want to go ahead and leave this in the oven just for a little bit longer to make sure those things are nice and soft. I'm going to say another 5 minutes at a max. It's been an additional 5 minutes. Let's go ahead, open this up, and get the steam in here. Yeah, let's take a look at this here. Oh, and that is looking good. Those carrots and everything are nice and soft now. Let's go ahead, I'm going to set it up here, let this cool down for a moment, and let's prep the last of our ingredients. Now while the peppers and everything are cooling down, we're going to go ahead and juice a lime. So what I want to do is go ahead and cut this lime in half. Okay. And go ahead, and I want to go ahead and juice it. Now we got our lime juice. Let's go ahead and grab our peppers. Now the brown sugar, when you cook these, is going to make this stuff stick, so you're going to have to actually separate it from the pan. Ooh, brown sugar sets up quickly when you cook it. I'm making an absolute mess. Now we got our mess cleaned up. We go ahead and we have our peppers and everything in here. I want to go ahead and add 1.5 cups of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to add 1/8 teaspoon of salt. Okay. And I'm going to add the juice of our lime. Okay. Set this up here. Move my blender over. Set this up in here, and then we're going to get the blender on. Now, one thing I forgot, because I was trying to get the blender here, is you wanted to go ahead and that liquid that we reserved in the container here, we want to go ahead and add that to the mixture also. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off. And that's a good amount of rum and more of the brown sugar, so you don't want to actually miss that. And go ahead and put this back together. And once again, I'm making a mess. I got to wipe off the side. Ugh, love making a mess. Okay, I'm going to put this back on and continue blending it. Okay, we got this blended up rather nicely. Had it on the blender for just a little bit over a minute, so we'll go ahead and set this off to the side. I'm going to open this up. Ooh, what a beautiful looking sauce. Ooh, that is nice. Beautiful consistency, smell, and everything to it, but here we go. Once again, the most important part is the taste. And this is the nice time is when you taste it. If you want to add something else, you can without a problem. But let's go ahead, give it a taste. Wow. I get that ghost pepper hits right up front. And then you have just an over top of it, a sweetness that you can actually tell with the honey that's in there, and also the brown sugar. Typical ghost pepper where it's just burning the top of the tongue and it's kind of going down the throat just a little bit. But yeah, if you want a little bit of heat, and once again, this particular recipe, just using those ghost peppers. And if you want to make hotter peppers, you can. You can actually use peppers that are not so hot. Completely up to you. You can switch out anything you want to, but the carrots give it a, the carrots are going to give it basically a thickness and a consistency that if you didn't have it in there, it'd be rather runny. Plus the carrots do add an additional sweetness when you're cooking it. So the garlic comes through, not too terribly much, but you do have a little bit hit in the garlic. But the honey, the brown sugar, and the ghost peppers are going to be the main thing on here too. We really don't even get a sense much of the apple cider or the vinegar, but that's good because you don't want to really overpower vinegar taste in this one. So beautiful, beautiful tasting sauce. Let's go ahead and bottle it up. Wow, this is good. And it looks like I probably got enough here for another bottle. So very, very nice. Go ahead and set that there. Bottle that up. And with that, you are good to go. So very, very nice. Well, with this video and everything, I hope I've actually helped you out, giving you an idea that you can actually roast these peppers, make the recipe your own, change out the peppers, don't have to put in the rum if you don't want to. You can add different flavors. You can take out the carrots, you can put in other things. I mean, it really all depends. If you don't want the carrots, you can take those out and put like pineapple in its place, the same weight and everything. So kind of go ahead, take the recipe, make it your own, try it out and see what you like. But with that, if you like the video and everything, please subscribe to the channel. It does help me out greatly. You can go ahead and you can follow me at a bunch of my social medias, or you can actually head to my website down below. There I actually sell seeds out of my garden and also peppers and spices that I've dried and actually made. So please go there, see what you think. And then with that, I want to say thank you all very much and you have yourself a very, very good day.